I think it was in June last year when we had lunch, and I told him that I saw him as the next president of the United States, because the true reality of it is, governments around the world are a little lost right at the moment, and business really does have the power to shift the world in the way we need. And so the fact that Marc is stepping in to call his peers to action on this opportunity should be an inspiration to us all, and I know that it's going to have really a significant impact. So Marc, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joanne. There's absolutely no way President of the United States is a possibility. Maybe President of France or Canada might be good. Actually, yeah. So in any case, can anybody just raise their hand if you are in the sustainability area first, like a sustainability responsibility? Great. Now raise your hand if you are in the marketing world, okay, and the agency world. I am really, really thankful to all of you for making the time to do this. This is such an important moment, I believe, for our industry and for the sustainability movement, and I really appreciate the fact that you all took out all this time to be able to come here. It really shows your commitment, and it shows what's possible. So I'm really, really excited about that. And what I'm hoping to do here is share a little bit about what P&G's journey has been, really in the hopes of maybe providing a bit of a roadmap, some ideas, some inspiration, but what's going to be most important is to hear from you, and hear from you about what you're doing. I love that exercise, and it was a great exercise, and you see this nice range between absolutely all the way to not so sure, skeptical. I said not yet because I believe there's not yet enough sustainable sales being driven by sustainability. But then what I would also add to that is I would add the word essential. I think it's really essential, and that's going to be a big part of what we need to do. I also want to give you one more tip for maybe to start with, which is what I love what Kirsten did, which is told a personal story. And I think that's one of the most important things that each of us can do is really try to understand what it is personally that is driving you to be able to try to make the world a better place. And think about what that is, because I think it really compels all of us to be able to move forward. And there's a book that I read 3 years ago that I would offer for you. It's called Halftime, Moving from Success to Significance. And it's by Bob Buford, B-U-F-O-R-D, Halftime. Now, I read it because obviously I'm probably nearing halftime. But your halftime can be any time. You can be 30, you can be 40, 50, 60. It's what it really is just at some point in your life, you will make a switch for whatever reason to thinking about what you're trying to do in terms of striving and ambition for career or success or whatever the case may be. And often, in fact, the people who are in this room have achieved so much already. But there's this next phase, which is called Moving from Success to Significance. It's a great book, worth reading and thinking about, and hopefully there'll be some inspiration. So you all know this, that the marketing world is in a complete state of mass disruption. Lots of things are changing. And one of the things that is disrupting is the expectations of the people that we're serving. And it's particularly when it comes to society and sustainability. People really expect a lot more from brands and companies. They expect us to move beyond just profit. They expect us to have points of view on things, on society, on sustainability, on environment, on equality, on inclusion, on mental health, for that matter. And they expect us to do good for them from a benefit standpoint, but also for the planet. And they're also making it clear that it's not optional. 9 out of 10 consumers say they have a more positive image of a company or a brand when they actually do something good for society or for the planet. People of all ages are, as Coanne's presentation said, are starting to buy on the basis of shared belief and values. They expect brands to take a stand on society and sustainability. 75% of millennials say if you don't take a stand on something that's of meaning, it's actually a negative. So it's becoming an expectation. And what's important, which is back to the question, is that it's becoming clearer and clearer that doing good is good for growth. And actually, that's our view is that it's essential. And I know that's where a lot of the skepticism may come, is how exactly does that happen? But it's becoming clear. And just a couple of examples, though, is the UN indicates that achieving the SDGs would add $12 trillion to the world economy to have a more sustainable, fairer economic and sustainable situation, economy. McKinsey estimates that full economic equality between women and men would add $28 trillion to the world economy. And that also includes things like healthcare and education. It's all connected and intersectional on that front. And that if we were to just achieve economic equality among races in the United States, it would add $2 trillion to the US economy. The other thing is Interbrand has indicated that brands that do good and improve quality of life beyond their specific benefits tend to outperform the stock market by 160%. So there's a correlation from a shareholder value standpoint of companies that are doing good beyond just the basic programs. Now, despite these trends,